Hello, my name is Oliver Guzman with the Dab Chicago Productions. We are here at Elmwood Park, Park and Recreation Center for Private Center's annual meeting. There's a big controversy going on where those budget cuts are going to be affecting a lot of people that are disabled. And we are here at the annual meeting. We're going to try to get some type of forum going on. Thank you very much.
Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for coming and be part of Progress Center, and thank you for being here today, which is a beautiful morning, beautiful day, and this is a very special day. 25 years since the ADA was signed in 1990 by President George Bush Sr., father. We are going to celebrate 25 years, but we have to continue working and advocating and lobbying and doing many things so that the lives of people with disabilities be improved. And I think people with disabilities, we deserve and we want and we demand a better quality of life. So 25 years of ADA is not the end, it's just the beginning of the beginning. And we have to continue advocating.
Hi, my name is Lori, and I find myself here at Progress Center annual meeting speaking on housing. As a person with disability, I have come to understand that there is a great need for housing because there is more of a demand than there is a supply. There are tons of information, tons of lists that the mayor's office for people with disabilities will give you to work through. Hey, I'm blind. I don't know if it comes in an accessible format, but I'm pretty upset. I continue to be shaken up because there is such a great need. People think maybe there's a magic genie who will come and give you keys when you need a new apartment or someplace to live. Oh, well, Section 8, I'm telling you, that was yesterday. People need housing yesterday. So what I hope people will do today as we share, they will get involved with creating affordable, accessible, integrative housing for people with disabilities. So, hey, come join us, won't you? Please. Thanks.
Good afternoon. My name is Kim Liddell, and I work for Progress Center for Independent Living, serving suburban Cook County in the Chicagoland area. We are here at the Elmwood Park Recreation Park Center celebrating our annual meeting. Today is June 20th, 2015. We are happy to celebrate our successes of interns that have worked for Progress Center for Independent Living. We are also celebrating ADA 25th year, and we are also advocating very strongly and advising the community of the budget proposal cuts that affects many people with disabilities.
Hi, my name is Ryan McGraw. I am a volunteer at Progress Center. I've been volunteering. I just became a volunteer at the Progress Center a month ago, and I'm happy to be at the Progress Center's annual meeting. I find that volunteering at Progress, they have really great programs and great staff. I've had the opportunity to be a part of the employment committee with the community as well as statewide advocacy for the budget. So I've really had a great experience with Progress Center.
We all encounter disabilities, but we also encounter various hardships due to the lack of funding. We have many issues. Some of us are single parents. Some of us are living on our own, have nobody else, and some of us just have nowhere to go. And Our therapies have been cut as well. Our therapy sessions, we are now limited to how many therapy sessions we can have. Some of us require a daily therapy with groups, and this is being cut. And this, for many of us, is essential in order to survive, in order to function in society. And this is what we're trying to change and to prevent from happening.
Hello, my name is Clark Craig. I'm the community organizer at Progress Center for Independent Living in Forest Park. We are here today at our 27th annual meeting to celebrate the 25th anniversary of the ADA. This is such a critical time for people with disabilities to advocate, to preserve their services. With our new administration, we need to fight hard to educate the public. As I said, these programs that serve people with disabilities and allow them to live independent lives, they save the state money because they enable people to stay living in the community and not going to nursing homes, which are so much more expensive. So it's important for all of us to organize to protect these programs. And the best way to do this is by calling your senator and calling the governor and tell them to preserve services for people with disabilities. Home service program and community care program for people with disabilities. So call your legislators today and the governor. Thank you very much.
Living somewhere to call a home is very essential for us. And as people with disabilities, we are many times pushed aside. And we're trying to represent ourselves because sometimes the best way to be representative is to know it and to live it yourself.
Hi, you were just watching the annual report for Progress Center, and I'm here with Larry Biondi and Clark Craig. And just what do you do here at Progress Center?
Well, I'm the community organizer here at Progress Center. I work at meeting one-on-one with people to help identify leaders, and then I help them to develop as stronger leaders in the disability community and work on issues of social justice.
So, Clark, what did you accomplish this year at Progress Center?
Well, this year we worked very hard at advocating for the continued funding of the home service program, community care program, and for seniors, and the emergency backup PA program.
What accomplishments are you the most proud of?
We met with 20 legislators over the spring, and we worked on educating the public about the importance of these programs and the devastating effect of the proposed cuts of the governor.
Okay, Larry, so what problems did you face particularly this year, or the same general problems you face every year?
In the last 2 years, Progress Center has almost met all of our state legislators serving suburban Cook County. We met with 50 state legislators. These legislative visits have been to educate legislators about impending legislation that will have an impact on our consumers, such as Governor Rauner's drastic budget cuts to people with disabilities. So we are very proud of this accomplishment. Progress Center serves 133 municipalities in suburban Cook County. So that's a huge area to cover. Giving Progress Centers Limited, SAP. We also have a small satellite office in Blue Island, which serves southern Cook County. One more thing we are happy about is we organized consumers to State Senate and House of Representative Human Services Committee public hearings. They spoke very passionately about the devastating impact Ronner's budget cuts will have on their services. They also spoke at various town hall meetings. Well, the biggest problem that Progress Center faced this year, among other not-for-profit organizations, is the state's budget crisis. As of this taping, there is no state budget. The Illinois General Assembly passed a budget, but Governor Ronner vetoed it because he didn't like it. It's sad that every year people with disabilities hold their breath worrying that their home services program, the community care program is comparable to the home services program. It seems that every year people with disabilities are in a defensive posture, defending our right to live in the community. Even though the United States Supreme Court ruled in 1999 that people with disabilities have the right to live in the community if they choose so. And Clark will agree that Progress Center has strong leaders and consumers. We took 2 trips to Springfield this spring to advocate against Governor Ronner's horrific budget cuts to human services. We brought 20 consumers on these trips. They met with their legislators and told them the negative impact these cuts will directly have on them. Most of our consumers on these trips use a home services program, so they did a good job. But it is the same old story every year, worrying about our home services might get cut. It should not be this way, because it's our civil right and our human right to live wherever we want to live.
Yeah, you know what? What you stated is very clear. I mean, people with disabilities have every right to live a normal life as everybody else does. I mean, they shouldn't be subjected just to be living in institutions. They should be able to live freely and amongst everybody as strong as possible. You know, I mean, it's just a right. Now, Clark, so what general observations about the annual meeting? subjects were discussed?
Well, we had over 100 people present at our annual meeting. I want to thank you and Will for continuing to film our important annual meeting. But we had some very passionate speakers. For example, Roy Woodley, our president for board of directors, talked about the importance of continuing to advocate for more accessible integrated housing. And Larry, when he spoke, he actually invited people on the spot to call the governor at the time to advocate for continuing to fund human services and the home services and community care program. So the people at the meeting actually took 10 minutes to place his phone calls during the meeting right there.
I was there when we all did that. Everybody pulled their phones out. Everybody called the governor. You know, and just they were encouraged to continually call the governor every day, whenever possible, just to get your word out that that we are very concerned about people with disabilities being able to live a good life.
Oh, the horrible budget crisis that we're facing right now, and the lack of action in Springfield underlines the strong importance that we all, as people with disabilities, stay involved in the legislative process. It's so easy to get cynical when you see politicians and their actions, but the bottom line is the power of the vote is our greatest power. If we all vote together as one large community of disabled people, we would be able to have a great influence on the legislative process. So it's important that we all stay involved and get out there and vote.
I've been down to Springfield pretty many times with the Progress Center and confronted many legislators there about the right for those who are disabled, and it's a very strong movement that has been going on. But they've been taking quite a hit now since Governor Rauner has come into office for all these budget cuts. But I don't believe that people with disabilities should be disallowed from being able to live.
It shows the importance of staying involved in getting out every time to vote, because the introduction of the new administration is because not enough of the right people came out to vote. If we had more people with disabilities getting out to vote, then we would have a better administration to work with.
So we want to state here is that the people should really contact your constantly call Governor Rauner's office and mention that the message in the organizations that people with disabilities need their good life to happen.
The critical point is that, the state is out of money. Well, so many of these programs, such as Human Services, Community Care, and Emergency Backup Aid Program, they save the state money by keeping people from going to emergency rooms and nurse homes, which costs the state more money.
Right. What you're saying is that people, once they live independently, actually saves the state money instead of putting them into nursing homes where it costs the state more money. And I think it's more of a profit motive to some of these nursing homes. That's what they're looking for, instead of the right for the people disabled to live freely in the community.
Because of budget cuts, Progress had to lay off 3 people. And one of those people coordinated the emergency backup PA program, which is vital in keeping people from going into emergency rooms or nursing homes.
All right, so I'm Oliver Guzman with Adapt Chicago Production, which is speaking with Craig Clark and Larry Biondi. They work for Progress Center Independent Living that advocate for the right for those disabled to live freely within the community. Okay, we have two more guests with us, Geovanni Bahena and Sophia Craig. Geovanni, I understand you're a volunteer at Progress Center?
I am, yes. One of the things I do, I've been doing for a while is teaching other blind individuals how to access a computer. Because a lot of times people have this idea that because a person can't see, then we don't get access to a computer. And you know, one of my duty here is to change that, to help people understand that there is ways around things. You know, and I teach a program called JAWS for Windows.
So what is JAWS for Windows?
Well, JAWS for Windows actually stands for Job Access with Speech, which that's where the name JAWS, that's where it gets its name JAWS. Job Access with Speech, and it's basically a computer program that reads the text on the screen out loud to a person who's blind or visually impaired.
Must be a very helpful tool for them.
It's extremely helpful because without that we wouldn't be able to access a computer like everyone else can. We can do email, internet, browsing, basically anything we can, you know, that a sighted person could do on the computer, we can do now with that.
I understand communication is very important. So what about the educational social skills that is involved with it?
Well, it certainly helps in that range because you're able to be in a classroom and still do the same work that your sighted counterparts are doing. By being able to have access to the computer, you can still do the same work, write papers, be in a job, and still do your work, just like everyone else can.
Now it's kind of levels out the playing field in the competition for I suppose the jobs and all that, and
not only that too, but you know, there's obviously, you know, also social media is huge nowadays, and
correct.
It also allows us to entertain, to help out with that. I actually control our Twitter page here and help out with our Facebook page.
How is that going?
It's going really well, and it, you know, it helps, you know, me stay active and do things around here too. And
so, what type of information is there on your Twitter page?
Well, we try to keep our Twitter page up to date with different events that are coming up. Depending on whatever staff will give me, sometimes I'll get a flyer from the staff, depending on different dates, and then what I try to do is make sure that they get out to social media like Twitter or Facebook. And you can always find links to our Twitter and Facebook pages on our website.
Can you describe some of the more recent updates you have on your Twitter page?
Well, for example, one of the things that we like to update people on was we recently had the Legacy Bus event here in Forest Park, and I had to make sure that it was up on our social media outlets and stuff like that.
What did the Legacy Bus, what is that?
Well, it's a bus with a lot of ADA history, a ton of ADA history, and, you know, just kind of going around and basically tells a story of what the ADA is.
Okay, so it's a lot like from the very beginning with,
yes.
With I think the Quad 4, yeah. From the very beginning, yeah. Like the ADA.
Yes, you know, correct.
Right. The total history of the right. ADA movement.
Correct.
And Rosa Parks,
right.
She started on the bus too.
Yeah. So Sophia, so I understand you were an emergency backup, and
yes.
Your job was eliminated because of the cuts.
Because of the cuts.
Yeah.
Yes.
So how many people did that affect?
Quite a few. I've been at Progress for 3.5 years, and I helped over 300 people in those 3.5 years. And it got cut because of the cuts, and my program ran 7 days a week, 356 days a year, and I had 2 days off, and we partnered with Access Living, and they got 2 days off. And when they were off, I was on, and when I was off, they were on. So the program ran from 6 o'clock to noon every day.
She kind of left these 300 people in limbo.
Yeah,
more or less?
because the emergency backup PA program was when their PAs got sick or couldn't come in, they called my hotline, and I got them help for the day.
Sure.
And it was only 5 hours a day, but it was crucial because they needed that.
So what do they turn to now?
I just heard the program's been gone a month and a half now, and I just heard from another coworker, an ex-coworker of mine, that someone was in bed for 2 days.
Wow, that's terrible.
She was in bed. She couldn't be helped. She couldn't get out of bed herself, and she was in bed for 2 days,
So
waiting for someone to come and help her.
how did they find out about her?
Well, she called my coworker and she told her about it. She needed an emergency backup, but since it's no longer out there, she couldn't access the help anymore.
Did anybody try to make a report like this and maybe call Governor Rauner's office and say, hey, this is what your budget cuts have done so
But
far?
Oliver, I hope this message gets out there through CAN TV now, because Access and Progress help these people. And it was a rider program, and it's from cut. And it saves people money. It saves the state money because these people, doctors are going to advise them, well, maybe they should go into a nursing home instead of living independently in the community. And that's really sad because people with disabilities are people just like everyone else, and they want to live in a good environment.
Geovanni, is there anything else you'd like to add?
Just as a side note, due to events and stuff, always keep in touch with us because there's a lot of things are happening quickly, and a lot of changes can happen very quickly. So if there's any questions, keep in touch with us, with Clark and Larry. They're working their butts off, getting advocacy work done and doing just so much. So I want to just say, they are the head of all of this, here. Keep in touch with them because a lot of things are happening fast.
If anybody wants to get involved in helping you advocate, who should they call? What phone number can they reach you at?
They can reach us at area code 708-209-1500. And you can either speak with Clark or Larry.
All right. Thank you very much for being on the show, and the fight goes on.